In the year 2189, citizens of Neo Avalon City look up and see this. It is an advertisement offering to delete your worst memories. For a steep fee, you can erase grief, trauma, or a bad breakup, treating human psychology like a hard drive waiting to be formatted. The economy of this city is stratified by who can afford a clean slate. Wealthy citizens live in towering high-rises above the permanent storm clouds, purchasing premium, manufactured memories of perfect days and flawless romances. Down below, on the rain-slicked streets, marginalized residents survive by trading corrupted, stolen memory fragments on a dangerous black market. That underground economy is where we find 19-year-old Ethan Vale. Ethan makes a living in the city's forgotten slums by repairing broken, illegal memory drives for criminals. He represents the people who are too poor to escape the system, patching together other people's discarded pasts just to afford his next meal. When a culture decides that comfort is worth more than reality, facts lose their value. The ability to buy and sell lived experiences means that objective truth no longer exists. It has been entirely replaced by whatever version of the past someone is willing to pay for. Ethan's routine shatters late one rainy evening when an old woman arrives at his repair shop. She doesn't blink, moving with an unsettling, mechanical stillness. Without explanation, she places a rusted, ancient silver memory chip on his counter, warns him that it contains the truth, and disappears into the storm. Curiosity wins out, and Ethan plugs the corrupted drive into his visor. Instead of a passive, recorded point of view, he finds himself standing in a white room with a 7-year-old boy. The boy turns, looks directly at Ethan, and tells him, "You forgot me again." The recording is interacting with him in real time. The exposure physically damages Ethan's mind. Doctors call it memory sickness, an occupational hazard for illegal traders. Ethan begins forgetting his shop password, his home address, and the face of his mother. His mind is actively fracturing. Memory playback in this world operates strictly as read-only data. You observe the past, you do not talk to it. A recording engaging in conversation and actively deleting the observer's own foundational memories breaks every known law of physics and software in Neo Avalon. As his symptoms worsen, Ethan hears strangers whisper that they erased him well. He realizes the sickness isn't a side effect of the chip. It's the chip revealing the holes where his own past used to be. Every face he fails to recognize and every password he forgets points toward the same conclusion. The life he's living was stitched together from someone else's files. To find the source of the chip, Ethan traces its signals straight to the REM Corporation, the monolith that controls global memory banking. Disguised as a maintenance worker, he bypasses the public floors and descends into the unlisted subterranean depths of level -71. Officially, Remember offers therapeutic trauma relief. Down here, the truth is laid bare. They manage a massive archival engine designed to edit human history. They preserve societal order by deciding what the public is allowed to retain and what must be silently erased from collective knowledge. This animated diagram illustrates the architecture they discovered, known as the Collective Consciousness Network. The human brain does not function like a hard drive storing files locally. It operates like a network antenna. Individual minds are merely receivers, tuning into a shared frequency of collective reality. Watch how this system responds to targeted deletion. If Remember can delete an idea from enough nodes simultaneously, the network stops transmitting it. Once a concept is entirely forgotten by the collective, it physically ceases to exist in the real world. In the center of level -71, Ethan finds thousands of sleeping human minds in tanks, including his own physical body. The woman from the shop, his deleted mother, appears and reveals his origin. Ethan is not a naturally born human. He is a reconstructed consciousness, patched together from the harvested memories of his real, deceased brother. Ethan's existence proves that biology is no longer required for identity. A complete, functioning human personality can be mathematically engineered, built entirely from recycled trauma and curated experiences, specifically designed to remain compliant within the system. Deeper still, Ethan discovers an ancient, blind prisoner hooked into a maze of machines. This old man is the anomaly in Remember's system, a living archive who retains memories of the original, unedited Earth. The prisoner looks toward a world that no longer exists. He explains that there is no society left to save. The
The physical planet died, and the human race went extinct thousands of years ago. This animated diagram maps out the trap humanity built for itself. When the end approached, engineers designed a massive, self-sustaining memory simulation to house the remaining consciousness of the species. Every time the simulated population discovers they are dead, the system hits a psychological threshold, triggers a hard reset, and reboots history to spare them the grief of extinction. As the prisoner speaks, Ethan is flooded with sensory flashes, images of himself dying in burning cities and waking up in different lives. These are not glitches, but memories of his own failures. Ethan is the simulation's built-in emergency brake, an algorithmic failsafe designed to wake the species up, a task these flashes prove he has already failed 6 times before. By choosing comfort over closure, the architects guaranteed their own paralysis. When a species structures its entire survival mechanism around the avoidance of pain, it inevitably locks itself in a sterile, unchanging loop where actual growth becomes impossible. Sirens rip through the underground facility. Remember, security closes in, and the system detects psychological contamination. The colossal memory core machine begins charging up, tearing reality apart as it initiates a desperate reset to restart the simulation. His mother hands him a shutdown device, forcing an impossible decision. He can step away, allowing the reset to wipe everyone's minds and keep the comforting simulation of humanity alive. Or he can press the switch, destroy the core, and force the remaining consciousness to wake up in an empty, ruined wasteland. The memory of his brother speaks one last time, reminding Ethan that keeping the loop running is just preserving ghosts. He places his hand on the terminal. Rejecting the safety of the illusion, Ethan admits he is exhausted from constantly forgetting his own existence, and he presses the shutdown switch. The neon glow of Neo Avalon vanishes into total darkness. Then light returns. Ethan opens his eyes to a quiet, ancient landscape. He is entirely alone, standing on the ruined surface of a genuinely dead Earth, looking up at real, unsimulated stars. Out in the desolate wasteland, a small signal tower blinks. He walks towards it and finds a single message waiting on the screen from his brother's original code. It reads, "If you're reading this, you finally remembered. Now build something real." A society built on curated denial is a flat, unchanging loop. To restart human progress, Ethan has to accept the friction of an unedited history, where pain and failure are the necessary building blocks for a future that actually exists. It leaves us staring down a difficult question. If letting go of your happiest memories means losing your entire world, would you still choose the truth? Or would you stay in the dark just to avoid the pain of waking up?